Hello, and through my steering wheel, because with this phone right now, I don't have a little standy stand yet, and so I had to find a creative place to put it in the car because I don't have anything to prop it up with. So I'm going to read here. We are on Acts chapter 23. I'm just going to read that chapter, and then I will let you go. So this is where Paul is standing before the Sanhedrin. The next day, since he wanted to find out exactly why Paul was being accused by the Jews, he released him and instructed the chief priests and all the Sanhedrin to convene. He brought Paul down and placed him before them. Paul looked straight at the Sanhedrin and said, "Brothers, I have lived my life before God in all good conscience to this day." The high priest Ananias ordered those who were standing next to him to strike him on the mouth. Then Paul said to him, "God is going to strike you, you whitewashed wall. You are sitting there judging me according to the law, and yet, in violation of the law, you are ordering me to be struck?" Those standing nearby said, "Do you dare revile God's high priest?" "I did not know, brothers, that he was the high priest," replied Paul. "For it is written, you must not speak evil of a ruler of your people." When Paul realized that one part of them were Sadducees and the other part were Pharisees, he cried out in the Sanhedrin, "Brothers, I am a Pharisee, a son of Pharisees. I am being judged because of the hope of the resurrection of the dead." When he said this, a dispute broke out between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the assembly was divided. For the Sadducees say there is no resurrection, and neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees affirm them all. The shouting grew loud, and some of the scribes of the Pharisees' party got up and argued vehemently, "We find nothing evil in this man. What if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him?" When the dispute became violent, the commander feared that Paul might be torn apart by them, and ordered the troops to go down, take him away from them, and bring him into the barracks. The following night the Lord stood by him and said, "Have courage, for you have testified about me in Jerusalem, so it is necessary for you to testify in Rome." The plot against Paul. When it was morning, the Jews formed a conspiracy and bound themselves under a curse not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. That's a pretty wicked curse that they bound themselves by, huh? There were more than 40 who had formed this plot. These men went to the chief priests and elders and said, "We have bound ourselves under a solemn curse that we won't eat anything until we have killed Paul. So now you, along with the Sanhedrin, make a request to the commander that he bring him down to you, as if you were going to investigate his case more thoroughly, but before he gets near, we are ready to kill him." But the son of Paul's sister, hearing about their ambush, came and entered the barracks and reported it to Paul. Paul called one of the centurions and said, "Take this young man to the commander, because he has something to report to him." So he took him, brought him to the commander, and said, "The prisoner Paul called me and asked me to bring this young man to you because he has something to tell you." The commander took him by the hand, led him aside, and inquired privately, What is it you have to report to me?" "The Jews," he said, "have agreed to ask you to bring Paul down to the Sanhedrin tomorrow, as though they are going to hold a somewhat more careful inquiry about him. Don't let them persuade you, because there are more than 40 of them lying in ambush, men who have bound themselves under a curse, not to eat or drink until they have killed him. Now they are ready, waiting for your consent." So the commander dismissed the young man and instructed him, "Don't tell anyone that you have informed me about this." And then to Caesarea by night. He summoned 2 of the centurions and said, "Get 200 soldiers ready with 70 cavalry and 200 spearmen to go to Caesarea at 9 tonight. Also provide mounts to ride so that Paul may be brought safely to Felix, the governor. He wrote the following letter. Claudius Lysias, to the most excellent governor Felix, greetings. When this man had been seized by the Jews and was about to be killed by them, I arrived with my troops and rescued him because I learned that he is a Roman citizen. Now I got to take a quick pause because that text message, the text that I just got, the notification, I hope it's heard in this video because it like went right along with like basically the calling on the cavalry, and then it was like sorry, I just had to note that because I thought that was cool. Wanting to know the charge they were accusing him of, I brought him down before their Sanhedrin. I found that the accusations were concerning questions of their law, and that there was no charge that merited death or imprisonment. When I was informed that there was a plot against the man, I sent him to you right away. I also ordered his accusers to state their case against him in your presence. So the soldiers took Paul during the night and brought him to Antipatris. I just pronounced that wrong because my brain just saw the R in the wrong spot. Antipatris. There we go. As they were ordered. The next day they returned to the barracks, allowing the cavalry to go on with him. When these men entered Caesarea and delivered the letter to the governor, they also presented Paul to him. After he read it, he asked what province he was from. When he learned he was from Cilicia, he said, I will give you a hearing whenever your accusers also get here. He ordered that he be kept under guard in Herod's palace. So, just as the Lord said, you will go to Rome, and you're going to die for me. But don't worry, because I'll be there the whole time, holding your hand. In that moment of your death, you're going to be with me, buddy. And Paul's like, you got it. You got it, Lord. I'm ready to confess you everywhere I go. And like, but it's like amazing how Paul comes and he's like, he comes and then he's like, they're treating him the same way almost that they treated Jesus, but that's because he is preaching Jesus in like whatever influence, maybe demonic, who knows, like it's like stirring up in these people, and then like they just want to lash out at them, and it's like it's a crazy thing. But anyways, that is my video for today, and God bless you all, and I pray that it is a great day for everyone. Amen.